right here live. We're going to make America great again today, right here, right now. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's because we're America first, just like our leader, Warden Trump. I don't know what's going on. We're getting involved in everybody's business. What last night? Who was it? Nigeria?
Yeah, Nigeria now. We got to get in there. Yeah. And
And
you think
and
about
and
that
you know
tribal
what?
shit. That goes
What's that?
beyond. That's tribal shit. And we're going beyond borders. We're going into tribal stuff now. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's America first. And my thing is, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I think they ought to go in there and spank their asses. Let the military do if that's what the military was. That's what their function is. But that's not what the deal was with our leader.
No, and I agree with you. I these there's the what is it? Boko Haram, I think they're called there in Nigeria. They're Islamic. And let's not confuse everyone between Muslim and Islamic fundamentalists. The Muslim people don't believe all this stuff going around killing everyone. It's Islamic fundamentalists that do. And for me, I always like to separate the two because a lot of people lump them in together, and they're two separate entities. And these guys, they're vicious killers. All they do is rape women and little girls too, and little boys. I mean, they don't care, and they need to. I wouldn't care if he went in there and gave him a spank, but that isn't what he ran on. You're correct.
No.
It's not America first.
So we're down there, and now we're in Venezuela. Basically, he talked about in Venezuela, getting troops involved, and he can say what he wants to about the boats, but I don't think a boat. And I asked you about this can get from Venezuela to up here on a tank of gas. So how do we know that's where
No,
they're going?
no, that's it. Them were just little smuggling boats, and it's not like we're talking about something I don't know about because I've been on them. They were full of weed though, and except they were coming from the Bahamas into Florida. But everything went transshipment. They went from South America, Colombia, to to the Bahamas, Norman's Cay, and then they would have shrimp boats usually, and you would unload them onto your cigarettes and run them into the shore. Them little boats, but to me, this whole Venezuela thing, none of it's about drugs. There's no fentanyl down there. Them boats, they're not carrying that much coke. The big loads are coming through semis on the border from Mexico, going right through our, paid off, going right through the border patrol stations and coming into America. That's all. This is all about oil. That's all this is about to me. This Venezuela's got the largest known oil reserves, petroleum reserves, and we're going to go down there and put in prop up a puppet government, and you know how that's worked out great for us in the past.
Oh yeah, it's always been great. That's 100% treatment. The thing gets me about it, so he's down there blowing these guys up, and so Congress or anyone asks them, said, "Okay, these are drug dealers. Can you verify this?" Well, no, we're not going to talk about it. Not going to verify this. Doesn't ask the Congress. The president decides to blow up some boats, and that's what he wants to do. And now you've got one country said, "Well, that one guy was a fisherman. What did you blow him up for?" I mean, and whether he was or not, the thing is, you should be able to
Yeah.
give us wide open answers. I mean, look when they were chasing around, El Chapo and all these guys. Man, that was a day to day thing. That was almost like the OJ trial, and they had all the information and stuff. But now we're saving America, but we're blowing up drug dealers. So who are they? What was going? Well, no, we can't talk about it because bullshit. You know,
Yeah. And if, like I said, and I understand America first, they do need to stop the fentanyl. I couldn't agree more with them. I think it's a hideous thing, but let's face it, that's all the chemicals come from China. They got the factories in Mexico, and it's coming across the border in trucks, in trains, whatever, however they hide it. And when that's where you stop the problem, not Venezuela. Like I said, this is a smokescreen. He doesn't like them. He wants the oil, and he wants to get a friendly government in there that will let Chevron and Exxon and everyone else go down there, get back in there.
uh, if you get the oil in there, that you build a better ballroom. You know, I mean, donations going to help
And
all the time. I
how,
mean,
how much better ballroom can he build? 90,000 square feet? Are you out of your damn mind? Um, And I was telling you the other day, I read it that all the like people who build ballrooms, like in Europe, everywhere, for 1,000 people, I think it was 12,000 square feet is optimum. You have room for everything, and he's going 90,000 square feet. I don't know what he's doing in there, but it
I
is
don't think he
America
knows what he's doing there.
first.
I had to I had to laugh because I had a guy send me a thing, said that, he goes, "Well, at least my president's put in a ballroom to talk to world dignitaries." He said, "Obama just put in a basketball court so he could play basketball with Jay-Z." I mean, he put in a basketball court. He revamped a tennis court, to a basketball court,
Yeah.
and, all
And
of it.
Obama did put the basketball court up so he could play basketball with Jay-Z. Because that was my beef, and I was an Obama supporter, but my beef with him was always they had that basketball court, and there's plenty of young Republican congressmen that play basketball and would have loved to invite from the president,
He
and
wouldn't
he
do
could have
that,
did a
though.
lot of yeah, could
No.
have done a lot of schmoozing and maybe got some things passed because the Republicans basically told Obama, "Fuck you," and yet he didn't. He could have used that basketball court or the White House to invite Mitch McConnell over, and he did have Jay-Z and Beyonce over instead.
Well, he did, but I don't wanna watch Mitch McConnell play basketball. I'm sorry. Right?
Oh,
And,
that'd be kind of
that's not gonna
he
happen. But the thing is, yeah, all presidents do some ridiculous shit. Yeah, Mitch does an underhanded free throw probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They all do ridiculous shit, let's be clear about that. But this here is beyond ridiculous, a golden ballroom, and we can go on about that forever, and I don't care if it is first of all, donors' money for the White House, I it's a bad doobie. It just is, no matter how you look at it. But let's talk about something positive that Trump did. And this was I thought this was awesome. Toyota is going to come here and put millions and millions of dollars into our economy. I think it might be building factories, providing more jobs, and they guaranteed it. And then, oh, wait a minute, let me look here. Toyota says they never said any such thing. But Trump made that statement. It was going good for a while because he gets it out there, and well, he did. And Toyota goes, no, we never said that.
Yeah.
You know,
And it was like 500 billion. It was something stupid.
it was
Or
yeah, I
50
mean,
billion. Yeah.
yeah, the figures, I don't get exact figures because it doesn't make any difference because some of the stuff he says with his figures are just, wherever the hell he wants to go with them.
It's his veracity. This guy, it's horrible, but nobody takes it. It's funny. People used to kind of believe it. Well, some people, I guess, still do, but nobody really does believe it anymore when he says anything. I don't think his own supporters even believe, what he says, and
I don't know.
hopefully some of it comes through.
Well, yeah, if 10% of it came true, I think you'd have something to hang your hat on. But I got to believe someone must be believing it, or they get so offended because people pick at him. I think maybe that's it. They're trying to defend. I know the group right around him, I believe, and I'm talking about his AG and all them, they're fighting for their lives because I believe they think if he goes down and the Democrats get in, and we've discussed this before, hell's coming. And you know what's coming. And I don't support like what Trump's doing, going after his enemies and using the system to do it. But it's going to happen. And let's face it, sometimes people need to go to prison. They do, no question. But to make an entire political campaign out of it, I think is what's going to happen. And they know it, and
It's
that's why
it's
they're
it,
fighting to keep him in there. I have to believe that.
and what's going to happen is you're right. They're going to investigate everyone, Jack, and basically nothing will be getting done. So it doesn't matter which side is running it. Nothing's getting done right now. Our government's shut. And although in principle I agree the Democrats are trying to hang on to some healthcare benefits, that I don't know. I say kick it down the road because right now there's SNAP benefits leaving. There's air traffic controllers. There's there's bad things happening, and it's just getting worse. It's just really starting to kick in right now. And so while you're right on what you're, don't give tax cuts to multi-billionaires, and while you're cutting health care to the poorest people, well, now everybody's getting punished for it.
It is. I want to touch on that one thing, and we do need to talk about the SNAP thing, but to prove your point about how things don't get done, remember back to the Clinton administration. that Monica Lewinsky, the blowjob thing got so big, nothing happened. Nothing could happen except that. And everybody, but that was all that it was all the time. And that was one little incident. And so all these things here going on, and they're, uh, you know, what he did, was that a criminal offense? No. I mean, face it, morally and ethically and all that shit, that was some bullshit. But you got people around this guy, they're trying to save their asses from going to the joint. That's why nothing will get done if the Democrats get in, because all the times we spend on that.
That's what
But
it is. Well, look what there something did happen because of that Clinton thing. And 9/11 happened because you had
exactly,
500 FBI agents working on, the spew on her dress. When and Clinton should have just said, "Yeah, what you said. It's not against the law what he did. Just fess up." Instead, he put our government behind. They took their eye off the ball. You had guys coming down. Well, I want to learn to fly a plane. Well, you want to learn to land it? Well, no.
we're not gonna
Well, I mean, that what
yeah,
does that tell you? And yet you had 500 agents working on the Monica Lewinsky thing, and you're gonna have and the Congress is gonna be calling everyone up now when they get in, and nothing's gonna get done the second term either, the second
no,
half of his term.
no. And the shutdown, this is reminiscent of 2 little kids sitting, across the room crying at each other because there's a Tootsie Roll in the middle of the floor both of them wanna get, and they're trying to steal it from each other. They know how to get the goddamn thing. This is crazy. I think the Democrats, who seem to have more support, no one has any support. They're less evil and stupid looking than Republicans at this point right now. That's what it is. And because the polls are all, I don't get this. Instead of moving ahead, and we talked about this in another video, instead of moving ahead, it's who looks the best in this situation. Nobody looks worth a fuck. No one. And this thing with the SNAP benefits to me is amazing because the Christian right will sit out there and say it's okay to have some kids go without benefits because some people are fucking the system. Well, check your goddamn churches. I mean, how about screwing it? You guys pay no freaking taxes. And where are you doing to help? Now, I will say some of the churches do things to help, but their blanket statement is huge. How people are taking so much money for, and the reality is there's a percentage of people screwing it. The system is not crooked. People are
Are
crooked,
crooked.
and that's the problem.
Yeah, it's like who's looking better right now? You know, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they look like morons. They look
Yeah.
idiot. I listened to a Fetterman on TV this morning, and him and Marjorie Taylor Greene now are faking all the sense, and Fetterman just saying, "Hey, open the damn government. Let's talk later, and let's get everyone back to work." I mean, now it's the troops. You brought up the private donations. You're talking about private donations to pay the troops and finding money in other spots. Well, let's just open the government, and if people don't like Trump's policies, well, then they can vote the Republicans out of office. But I don't understand how any of this is America first, and I don't mean just from Trump. I definitely mean Chuck Schumer's just how he's running. Did you? I'm sorry to think, but did you see that New Hampshire's got a Senate seat that's coming open, and New Hampshire's trying to run Sununu, and the Democrats actually have a interesting guy, and I like him, and he's a oysterman, but he had a Nazi. It's not
Yeah.
a swastika, but a Nazi thing that he did with the military, like their death head, like we're badasses. It was
Yeah.
when he got when he was in the Marines, I think it was. But Chuck Schumer got some ex-governor of New Hampshire to throw her hat in the ring. She's 78 years old. She would be the oldest senator ever sworn in. And
Need.
that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we need. Yeah. Some old pelican in there running the show again. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. Go back to this thing with the SNAP thing. This is what gets me is once again, some Americans and companies show who can run things right. Right here in Iowa, we have some stores called Hy-Vee. And there's some other businesses. I don't remember all the names. My lovely bride was pointing out to me. had put a thing out for anyone who doesn't have food, no questions asked, come in for a meal on their own. No questions asked. They're not checking IDs. You know, if you have it and it says children can come in after 4 o'clock and they get out of school, eat, come in and eat. No questions asked. But the fucking government can't get open and can't take care of this. And there's money sitting there to take care of this. And here's an argument I have with this douchebag at work. Well, they use that money, that money be gone in a few weeks, won't be enough. I said, well, would you just soon have your kids eat for a couple of weeks, or tell them if you wait a few weeks, maybe it'll be okay again? I mean, the ridiculous, and that money has been there for some time. And it's set up so if the government closes, SNAP benefits are available. Now, it takes Trump and the Congress to turn that money loose. Turn it loose. If you're not going to open the government, turn it
Turn it
loose.
loose. Yeah,
Don't hold that. You can
and
address
take
this
credit.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Take credit for doing something, for being
Go ahead.
proactive. I got no
Yeah.
problem with that. Hey, we got
Nope.
you some money. Well, for you that don't know, when Jack got out, he was working in the hood, at a grocery market. They had a butcher shop, and that Jack was the butcher there. And everybody talks about how everybody just run around taking advantage of these SNAP benefits and how the whole program's a scam. Jack, you saw firsthand.
Oh,
It,
exactly. There
yeah,
was these benefits he got, and let me tell you, there were people that I saw rip it off, and you could see it, and no
yep,
question. But the majority, I saw women come in there holding their card for the first time, break into tears because they could afford groceries. Think of that.
yeah,
And you know what? I'll let that other worthless piece of crap get his free potato chips or whatever the hell it is,
yep.
so that woman can feed those kids. And I don't give a shit. People go, well, they shouldn't have all these kids. Don't give me the afterthought. Maybe your parents shouldn't have had you either. Think about it. The old man should have shook you off in the ditch instead of going home that night, and the world might be better off if that's how you think. Because some of those people I saw, many, 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 and they're in there figuring right to the penny how much because I'm, trying to buy this and buy that. And we're the ones that aren't, when the kids come in there, they couldn't, so we organized the free cookie program through the deli. When the kids come in, give the kids a cookie, that kind of stuff. Just little things like that, because they ain't got nothing. And,
That was
and,
your
and
deal,
it's,
Jack. That was your
what's that?
deal. That was your
Yeah.
deal.
As usual. And so the kids, whether you like the parents or not, has no bearing on. It's no different than the kids over in the Middle East. Okay, you
Yep.
can have Netanyahu get mad because they shot at him, go kill a bunch of kids. That's what he does. Or you can have people down here don't like the parents, so we'll starve the kids, because that makes you tough guy.
Yeah.
That makes you tough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes you the biggest pussy in the world. Is what it does.
Yeah. It's too bad. Like Jack, we were in prison with all kinds of Medicare fraud, unemployment fraud guys. I mean, a lot of the Nigerian guys and doctors, you remember?
Yeah.
But and so there are a lot of like when I was in the drug business, I knew people. I had when you're in the drug business, you just meet seedy people, and I knew people that and. I would be going with them, and we'd go somewhere to go get some stuff. Oh no, I got a SNAP card. I forget what they're called. What are they? And
EBT cards. EBT they call them.
yeah, and I said, well, where the hell you get them? Oh, he goes, I trade them for drugs. So is there a lot of is there fraud? Yeah, but in reality, I'd probably have to say 90%. 90% are people who really need it, and they don't get them and sell them for drugs. They get them and buy food, but it's fucked up that there's the 10% that they get to use against the programs when the 90%, man, I can't imagine being hungry when I was a little kid. My parents, we were middle class,
No.
but we ate. We always had food on the table, and I can't imagine not being able to feed your child and myself.
No. Yeah, that's got, and people say they should get a job. Well, let me tell you something. They go get a job, pay for care in this state, and see what it costs you. You can't afford a job. We have priced ourselves out of the market and a bunch of things, and it's not going to happen. And for people to sit there and look down their nose at the parents, and like I said, and then punish the kids, that's what they're doing. Give the kid an opportunity. If you want to recycle this, then here's how you recycle it and keep it going the same way. Punish that kid so that kid starts to hate that system, finds a way they're going to screw that system, and they're going to
Yeah.
keep on screwing it. And then their kid's going to keep on screwing that system because there's no way out. If there are
Yeah.
kids who realize that the system actually has helped them, and then they might understand. And you only need a couple out of a dozen to do that to help fix a thing. And that's the truth. It's that if you burn them
Yeah.
all, they're going to burn your ass right back. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. You know,
Yeah. No, there's so many kids that if they grew up in them circumstances, they become like activists about trying to help these things. The ones that pull themselves up and make it, and there's the other ones that get disenfranchised, like you say, and then we're paying $100,000 a year to incarcerate them
yeah.
on and off for the rest of their life. And then they get early Social Security disability. It's so much cheaper to feed them and let them learn and let them get to school and not pay the long-term costs. But that's our government's myopic about stuff like that. Hungry kids don't learn as well. It's a fact.
No, no. And the thing is, we're going to punish them because that system is broken. But we have a president who's given gold crowns and gold golf clubs and patted on the back and made a fool on the grand scale of unbelievable. If you're a MAGA out there and you think this dude has got anything up here and he's a deal maker, read the deals he's making and tell me what the deals are. I kind of like to see it, but we aren't going to punish you that, and we're not going to make him follow the rules. But them little kids, that little 6-year-old kid down there, you're hungry, get a goddamn job. That's what you need to do. That's how stupid it's gotten. It sounds it's ridiculous.
That will do it. I'm just gonna enjoy our Dodger World Series win last night, and I'll probably watch some football today, Jack.
Well, there you go. I like to point out, and I'm sure the president's disappointed because the World Series is played by a team from a state he hates against a country he can't stand. So you should be happy that he had no horse in the race. So
Uh,
Jack and GT here from Fed Joints to Beer Joints. We'll see you soon.